Yo, what's up guys? Terrell here on Terrell Game Vlogs. I actually just got back from morning class. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, but there is a particular discussion I wanted to talk about because it actually came to me while I was driving back, so I figured I'd throw it out here. Also, the other thing that spurred this on is the fact that we've had a lot of new Shonen manga get canceled, and I know Viz is going to have to pick a new Shonen manga to replace it. Knowing them, they're going to pick one of the new series that started and throw that into alpha, because you know Taka Kamagahara is like ending, I think for us next week, even though for you guys it ended I think like this week, or was it last week? I think it ended last week for you guys, so we at the last chapter next Monday until they do the simultaneous stuff, which we don't know when that's coming. But the whole point of this video is this. I was thinking about these series and like their popularity and how good of stories they were and how good beginnings they had, because to me, I know Copa Fire doesn't like Barrage, but I didn't think Barrage had a pretty decent beginning. I didn't have anything against the beginning of Barrage. Same thing for Takamagahara, and it also looks like Cross Manage will probably be canceled pretty soon too, because from what I heard, it hasn't been doing well in the rankings. Which that one I can legitimately see, whereas Takamagahara actually looked like, you know, like a competent series. Like, none of these series I've seen so far, out of those 3 series, have been like innately bad. But apparently they weren't good enough to grab readers' attention. So I decided to dial it back a bit. Would you think the beginnings of One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto, and even fucking Dragon Ball Z really, would be good enough? Let's pretend like those series didn't start in their respective time periods and actually started like in 2012. Let's say those 4 series were starting in Shonen Jump like this year. Do you think those shows would make the cut now? Now, I understand this is kind of a loaded question, considering some of these shows are the ones that kind of paved the way for like later genres. I mean, taking Dragon Ball Z out of the situation is kind of like taking out kind of the basis of all shonen manga in a sense. So I understand what I'm doing is kind of a loaded situation. The same thing. I mean, but I'm just kind of curious. Do you think One Piece, Naruto's Bleach, and like Dragon Ball Z's beginnings will hold up, like are so good that even in 2012 that they would probably still, like, if no one had ever, I'm not talking about what you know of the series, I'm talking about the beginnings, like the beginning arcs. I think for Bleach it probably would be like, it'd probably be right before Soul Society stuff, probably be like all that beginning shit with Rukia and Grand Fisher and stuff. Naruto, I don't even think Naruto might be in like the beginning of the Zabuza arc. Because like the first set of it would be like the first 2 volumes. So whatever was in the first 2 volumes would probably be like that time period in which our series could or could not be canceled, because Takamagahara and Barrage both got like 2 volumes in. I'm not sure if Takamagahara got any further, but I know it was about 2 volumes worth. And for One Piece, that'd probably be all the way up around like the buggy shit probably. I'm just curious to see, do you think these series beginnings would hold it up to keep going in 2012 if we didn't know anything about it? Like, you didn't know how badass of a character Zoro would get, or how cool fucking Naruto gets later, or how overpowered Ichigo will get, you know. Would they hold up? Because personally, ironically, I think the only series out of those 3 that might be able to hold its own, and this is not fanboy, because honestly, it's not even, I don't think One Piece honestly could really make it as a 2012 manga. Just the beginning of it. Because the only thing that One Piece really has going for it in the beginning of the series is how fucking goofy everything is. I mean, it has a chance, but if I were to guess, Naruto I think would be fine. Maybe Bleach. It really just depends on how people... Probably Bleach just purely based on the fan service that you get from Motohime. But... yeah... Those... I mean, I don't want... Even Dragon Ball to an extent, maybe. Because the thing about... See, the thing is that One Piece and Dragon Ball are like the 2 oldest. Dragon Ball came out in the 80s. One Piece came out in 1997. Naruto came out in 1999. And I think Bleach came out like really early 2000s and shit. Like, I think 2002, 2003 or something. At least the manga. And my whole thing is Bleach, Bleach to me has I think Bleach and Naruto have probably the best beginnings out of the four, honestly. Because Naruto's is really quick and fast paced. Bleach is about the same, and Bleach just has an interesting premise. Also, I did like Ichigo as a main, so. I'm not saying One Piece wouldn't have that, but One Piece goes with that whole, One Piece and Dragon Ball go off with the goofy side of shonen, whereas Naruto and Bleach go off with the serious side of shonen. Mind you, Naruto's pretty goofy in his own right, but honestly, if we're talking about straight goofiness, One Piece and Dragon Ball have that shit beat. And the thing is that in 2012, you gotta think of people's standards today. We have, like, all this angsty shit. Like, people are really into the angsty shit. And honestly, Bleach, honestly, I don't even know why I said Bleach might. I'm pretty sure Bleach would be fine. Because Bleach is the newest out of the four anyway. But I'm just curious because, to me, and the same can I even go reverse. Like, if you had saw Takamagahara as, like, one of your first shonens, or Barrage or something, would it really be that bad? Because I don't think Barrage and Takamagahara are bad shonens in general. Like, and when I think of other shonens that have become full-fledged manga, I'm like, how the fuck did Takamagahara not? Like, for example, I don't know if Mare is a shonen, but I know Mare, like, if it's a shonen, like, Shonen Jump title, if it was just a Shonen Sunday or some shit. Because Mare, to me, has about the same kind of middleman premise as fucking Barrage or Takama. Actually, I think Takamagahara had a better start than Mare did. So I think with some of these series, it really just depends on the time they're introduced, because I don't think One Piece would be as popular as it is. Well, obviously it wouldn't, because One Piece started off pretty slow. I don't think One Piece probably would have stayed as a manga as long as it has, considering the time period it came out. Because One Piece came out in fucking 2012. I mean, mind you, you could also make the argument that since these authors aren't putting out these same series at the same time, they may have changed something in between the period of when they originally would have put it out and in 2012. Like, Oda would have had like another, 13 years? No, not 13, like fucking 15 years. Akira Toriyama would have had a shit total of time. Like, so, mind you, it kind of just depends. I mean, this is a huge what if, and it's just something running in my head, because I don't think, it's really just kind of me saying that the new manga isn't necessarily bad. I just think people's standards have changed because of these other shonens. I mean, I know Fairy Tail's not technically a Shonen Jump title, but I mean, it's still shonen. Or Toriko, for that matter. You got these newer shonens. To me, personally, I don't think Fairy Tail, I really don't really care for Toriko or Fairy Tail. That's why I kind of get irked when I see manga like Takamagahara or even fucking Barrage get shot down, because I'm like, at least those premises were interesting. I like the premises of those. But but as a general discussion, I guess the main question is, if One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, and you can throw Dragon Ball Z in there, and ignore the fucking obvious fact that some of these shows actually did pave the way for other shonens. I understand that. That's why this is kind of a fucked up question to ask. But just throw that logic out the window and think, in today's society, do you think One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, and Dragon Ball would stay as mangas within like a 16 chapter time period? Which, as I said, for for Dragon Ball would be like kind of the whole quest to get the Dragon Balls mixed with like Krillin and the whole Krillin training thing with Master Roshi. One Piece would probably be somewhere between the Buggy and Kuro arc. Naruto would probably be the beginning of the Zabuza arc. And Bleach would probably be like somewhere before the Soul Society arc starts. Like somewhere around like the Oda Hime Chad stuff and them discovering their powers. And that's probably what I would expect those to be at. So I'm just saying, what would you think? Because for me, I think honestly Naruto and Bleach would probably be fine. But I'm not totally sure about One Piece and Dragon Ball. The only argument I could probably make is maybe that people would find it interesting. Honestly, out of all four of them, I probably see Dragon Ball. I could see Dragon Ball failing quick, because Dragon Ball didn't age well to me. Like I like the show, but that's because I've grown up with the show. But if let's say you looked at Dragon Ball from a new person's perspective, like if Dragon Ball had not been established, could you really look at like the first few chapters of Dragon Ball and find that legitimately interesting? Because Dragon Ball I don't think Dragon Ball ages well. I think One Piece is fine in terms of its goofiness. The thing that might shoot it in the foot is how overly weird One Piece looks. I mean, that shot it in the foot in America, so in Japan, I could totally see that happening. Naruto and Bleach have like that, are kind of fine. Like, in terms of right now, they're like, they work in a time period of angsty superheroes and how we want all dark and gritty shit. I think Naruto and Bleach would be fine. I'm more worried about the Goofy series. And that's just me. And I mean, and as I said, it's a reverse. If you looked at Takamagahara or Cross Manage or Barrage, do you think they would have done better if they were older series? Because, I mean, mind you, the standards weren't as high back then. So I can honestly see them being full-fledged shonens, like long-ass shonens back then. Now, obviously, they don't cut it. Which kind of ticks me off because they're not even bad. Like, I didn't view Barrage to be a bad series, and I didn't view Takamagahara as a bad series or Cross. Yeah, I mean, technically Cross Manage isn't dead yet, but from what I've been hearing, it will be. And I'm just saying, because I feel like the standard is what's shooting it in the foot, is what's shooting Shueisha in the foot, because they're not willing to take a chance on some of these mangas. I mean, damn. I find it kind of annoying this, and you know the funny thing is, all three of these have pretty decent fan bases on Alpha. I mean, for God's sake, Viz has already released Barrage, both of the Barrage volumes digitally. And the physical volumes are coming out like next year. Takamagahara is probably going to get the same treatment. So I find it kind of funny that they're actually, like, people were actually legitimately sad when Barrage ended when I was looking in the fucking comments. Barrage had a pretty decent fan base. Same thing for Takamagahara. So it's like, I don't know if it's just a Japanese thing or what, but, you know, the standard for shonen is kind of different depending on the region, obviously, but I don't know. It's just kind of a random thought. I know this came off as a ramble. Just please give me your thoughts in the comments in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. I might just be, like, still tired from morning shit, but whatever the fuck. So please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Vlogs again from your boy Terrell. And video response is always welcome. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!